Hi friends, Anna Alchemist of the Arts here with a reading for the week ahead. I just thought I'd do messages and signs to look out for over the week ahead, um, rather than telling you how it's going to be. But we'll have a look at the general energy themes. I've got 3 piles today, and it's going to be a rune reading with maybe some oracle cards. I'll just see how I feel at the end. So pile number 1 is this clip. Each one was picked from my charm box, and they all came through with a bit of a message, but I'm going to save those until I get into the readings. Number 2 is this beautiful sun bead, and I don't know if you've ever seen the show American Gods, but this reminded me of the coin from American Gods, and if you know, you know. And pile number 3 is this Mjolnir, which is a Thor's hammer, for those who have not seen one before. Okay, so take as long as you need. Please remember, my readings are always just a read of the current energy. These could be messages for one person, multiple people, so please only take what resonates. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and I will see you in your readings. Hi there, pile 1. If you were drawn to this pile today and the bulldog clip, then this is for you. As a quick reminder, this is a general reading. Personal readings are available, and all of my official information is in the description box below if you'd like to check it out. I will try and bring through messages that will hopefully provide you with some insight or some clarity, something that you can think on perhaps. But as ever, your intuition and your guidance is the ultimate thing in your reality. You have great and immense power to direct the course of your life, so please never take a reading from me or anyone else set in stone or absolute, because it's just this moment in time and you can shift in any direction you wish after. So, pile number 1. When this came out, this bulldog clip, these are used for holding lots of stuff together, and it literally came out with a message that you might have been holding everything together. You might have been feeling the weight of a lot of responsibility, trying to keep things stable, solid, and together for a lot of people. We'll see where this reading is going to progress to, but the message for this week, I got the feeling was it's going to be different for some of you. For some of you, it may be because of all of the really high and intense energy that we have in the collective. It may well be a message of, try and stay grounded. I don't like to say the words to hold things together, because I think that's completely dismissive of what somebody may be going through. But for others of you, it may be that kind of, you don't have to hold everything together alone. So let's do the runes. It was very cool to use my my deer bone rune set today. So we'll use these. This can be a bit noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, I would take them off. And just adjust the camera slightly, see if we can get some better lighting. And I will just take the ones that land. Any that land upside down, I will just remove. That's the way I read anyway. Okay. It feels like you are being driven in the pursuit of something that makes you feel happy. It does feel like you're questioning your own strength, and I feel like you're working towards something. You could be working on a project that is something you're very passionate about, but care about, something this matters to you, and it's almost like that energy of digging deep, and you could be sort of nearing the end of something. It doesn't have to be a project. You could just be nearing the end of something, a phase in life, a cycle in time, a commitment that you needed to fulfill. For some of you, this for one of you is very specific, a commitment you needed to fulfill. It could be a just like the completion of something. It just keeps coming through as the completion of something, and a phase like it could be a time in which you've been learning something, but also just a time in your life that you just felt like you had to get through, something that hasn't felt, very, I don't want to say balanced for you, but it might feel like it's not been very fair. Like you might have felt it wasn't very fair that you've had to go through this process or this pattern or whatever it is you've been going through, and it does feel like you've just had to try and find the strength to um, hold on, to carry on. For some of you, for those of you that are doubting your strength, it's like you might find some strength out of nowhere this week to really pick yourself up and to drive you forwards, to get you to the end of whatever this is, or to the completion, to a phase of completion. So that could be a house for some of you, because the word completion keeps coming through. But rest assured that you have gained so much from this situation. You probably can't see it right now, especially if you're in the middle of it. But what I'm being told is when you finally have the opportunity to step back, that sort of zoomed out view, this could be months, years in the future, it could be tomorrow, you're going to realize the gifts and the growth of this situation. You're going to be able to realize, we've got Bjarkan and Athala here, you're going to be able to realize, let me just try and sort this camera out, sorry, it's really bugging me, the lighting, and at this time of day it's just really hit and miss here whether or not it's going to play. Sorry. You're going to realize the depth of the growth and the lessons, the skills that you have built, that you have learnt. If this is related to work, and you're leaving something, maybe you're moving to another job and you've just had to complete your time there, you're going to realize the skills and the gifts that you've learnt to take you into this new thing. But I think in all areas of life, that's the realization that is going to come. And it might be at some point this week, you're going to realize, you're going to have that flash of inspiration, you're going to have that realization that is going to come through for you. And it's almost like you are in that phase right now of just getting through it, just getting it done. And I promise you, what's coming in next is movement forwards from this feeling of being stuck, of being in a state where it seems like nothing's happening or everything feels the same and you feel frustrated. Because at the very bottom we've got Hagalas. This is change. This is great change coming in. This is shift forwards, because we've got it with Rado. So you are shifting forwards and through something. And you are going to realize that the spiritual lessons and the growth, for others of you, I'm really getting the sense that there is going to be an opportunity for you to move on, to move forwards to something new. And it could involve travel. We've got Ivers here, but certainly a sense of spiritual expansion and personal growth. And we have Wunyo, so this is definitely about your joy and your happiness and the things that bring you joy and fulfillment and happiness. Don't lose sight of what it is that enriches your life, even through those difficult times. Try to find that one moment, that one experience, that one thing in the day to be grateful for at the end of it. And do dwell in that, even if it's just for a moment of time, because this is going to help to amplify those realizations, the blessings and the growth. I'm just seeing what oracle cards I'm being drawn to for you. Let's get two. Let's get a message or a sign, something to work on that's going to help you through this. I mean, this is a timeless reading. I'm filming it on a Monday, so it's like the week ahead, but it's not specific to any particular week. So whenever you find this, take this as the message. I've just flipped over the Hagalas as well, so there could be a resistance to change in there. The energy that's going to assist you, signs to look out for. We've got majestic eminence here, so this is priestess, divine feminine, and worth. This is definitely seeing the value in all of those experiences, honouring that inner growth, honouring that inward trajectory. We've got the full moon here. You could have been through a big process through the full moon that we've just had, or working with the cycles of the moon could be really beneficial. We've also got a crescent moon here. We've got some crystals down here. So there is 3 moons actually. So again, relating to the triple goddess, definitely honoring that feminine energy. So if you're not feeling like acting, not feeling like taking action, or if you feel like there is things you need to do, but you're not exactly sure what yet, go into that feminine energy, go into your intuition, go into the state of being receptive, and honor that. Honor that wisdom that comes through. If you're not entirely sure what to do, wait for a sign. That's a message for some of you. We've got a book and quill here, and all of this writing over the background. So certainly journaling, scripting if you're manifesting something, but journaling to reflect upon what's been going on, what it is that you want, or setting intentions for what you want in the future moving forwards. Could be really powerful for you. This almost looks like a lantern. I don't think it is. I think it's a table, but it's reminding me of the hermit, and with that feminine energy. If you feel like going into your own zone for a little bit, just so that you could focus on you and do your thing, then do that. Allow yourself to have that space. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm actually being called to the Gods and Titans deck, which I don't use very much for readings unless it really wants to come out. So let's see what else will assist you this week. Any more messages? Rah, power. And this, I think, relates, the way it flew out over the Urus. This is remembering that you have great power in all moments, at all times, that you have great strength. Certainly, birds of prey, falcons, kites, buzzards, those kinds of birds might be messengers for you. I feel like this is remembering your innate value, power and worth, remembering your unique qualities, your unique nature. You have the power to overcome whatever obstacles you might be facing right now. And in fact, it might be those obstacles that set you up for some of the greatest changing points. I'm just seeing like the train tracks, where they have the switch and you switch from one course to the other. It can be a time of immense change, going back to Haglaz, but it can also be those pivotal moments in life that literally put us on our forwards trajectory. That can be our most powerful phases of growth. So part 1, I hope this has assisted you. I hope whenever you're watching this, you have a great day, a great week. As a reminder, personal readings are available, and all of my official information is in the description box below. If you'd like to look at artwork, if you'd like to book a reading, please feel free to connect with me, and I'll see you again in another reading. Take care. Bye. Hi there, pals. Here, if you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. You were drawn to this beautiful sun today. I love this bead, and it does. I cannot help, every time I look at it, it reminds me of the sun coin in American Gods. And if you haven't seen it, it's just something that brings animation and life, basically. And that's how this felt. It feels like finding the joy and the return of joy within your life, finding those an elevated experience of living. So just as a quick reminder, as a reader, I will read the current energy. This is not to define your situation or your outcome. It is literally to give you pointers as to the energy I'm reading right now. Any decision you make in the current moment, in the present moment, at any time in the future, can shift the course, and I want you to remember that power always. So I hope this reading is something that can help to empower you with whatever you decide to do, but certainly not tell you how it's going to be, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do the runes, and as before, this is a general reading as well. It's timeless, so whenever you're finding it, just take it from there. You might find it twice and be drawn to different readings. So please feel free to comment below which reading you chose. All of my information is in the description below. If you would like a personal reading, or if you'd like to check out artwork or my other pages. I'm just going to try and fix this lighting because it is really bugging me this morning, and hopefully that will do it. Sorry for wobbling the camera. Okay, I'll do the runes. These might be a little bit loud if you're wearing headphones. Let's see what comes through for you, Palti. Okay, as always, I'm going to take any that land face down. I'm going to remove them, and any that Okay. Well, first up, I really love this because we've got Savilo, which is very much representative of, it's not a literal representation of the sun, but it's like the energy and the rays of the sun, the power of the sun. If you think of just how powerful the sun is, you know, Savilo can be a flash of lightning. It can be that bolt out of the blue. It can be that sudden wave of inspiration. You know, lightning can be destructive. It can illuminate. It can really bring light to something in the darkness. But it also, it's harnessing that power of that sun, those flashes, those catalysts that light us up. And we've got it with manas. So this is literally finding that inspiration. It feels like you, for when you're watching this, your messages for the week ahead, whatever week this is, it's finding that inspiration, finding your personal inspiration or some kind of catalyst. It could be, you know, at the time of filming this in the UK, we are due some storms, but there could be a storm, you know, and that storm might just inspire you. It could light you up. Also, it's a reminder, if you're going through storms in life, you know, sometimes it's everything becomes clear after the storm. So there's a few different messages there that will obviously relate to different people. There could have been some times recently where you felt like you've not been able to go with the flow. You might have felt quite fixed, and this certainly could have been to do with relationships. It could have been to do with your close personal relationships, or friendship, a job. It doesn't have to be romantic relationship, but it does feel like, you know, this is changing. There has been some resistance. With Lagus in the reverse, there could well have been resistance. And it's like, it doesn't feel like you've been unhappy, but it doesn't feel like you've been fulfilled in your entirety. So the first message here is, if there are areas of your life that are frustrating, that relate to other people, do remember what it is that makes you as a unique sovereign soul being happy. What do you enjoy doing? What lights you up? What inspires you? What do you want to do? You know, that's something that we can so often neglect when we are dealing with other people. You know, it can be as much as taking a trip, visiting somewhere that inspires you, going somewhere that you love, treating yourself to, you know, a trip somewhere. It could be reading a book. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It's honoring the thing. Sorry, my throat just completely died on me. Honoring the things that you really enjoy on your own. And what I'm getting here is, the more that you pull into that energy of honoring yourself, of honoring what you find and experience as happiness, that sun energy, the joy in your life, this is going to see that amplify. And it feels like, A, carving out that time for yourself, and B, being really present. And even if it's just for a moment, acknowledging it. It could be taking 5 minutes to meditate and then just being like, I'm so glad that I've had this time or this experience. Or even if it's with other people, just really, just for a moment, being present. I'm so grateful for being here right now. We've got Yera and Ingvar, so this feels like getting more into that mindset. I appreciate this is a process, of reflecting on what we're grateful for, of recognizing what we're grateful for, is going to bring more of that into our life, because as human beings, we literally attract what we are. So if you want to be in that space of gratitude and happiness more frequently, honor and recognize when you're in that state and really dwell in it, because it feels like it's going to be powerful for you in terms of manifesting and enhancing your blessings. There could be some kind of ending. There could have even been a state of grief or loss for some of you. But if I'm just getting the message. Obviously, this won't relate to an actual grief, but if there's been a loss of something, an opportunity, of some kind perhaps, or a physical object, something that you thought was going to be yours, if there is a loss of that, it's like there's something better is coming in its place. there could definitely be a theme of loss here. You could be grieving, and again, if you were trying to negotiate a period of grief after the loss of something or somebody, um, even in those small moments, if you can find the joy in life and living, it feels like it's really going to assist you. But I don't want to diminish your experience if that's what you're going through. For others of you, if you did lose out on an opportunity or a job of some kind, I feel like something better is coming in for you here with Gibu and Bjarkan. It definitely feels like, sometimes it feels like seeing from a higher perspective, being strong, and sort of try and see things from a higher perspective here with answers, especially in the wake of great changes in life. There could be higher wisdom, higher forces, definitely your ancestors and guides, protecting you right now from something that you perhaps really wanted, but perhaps wasn't the best for you. And it does feel like with Gibu and Bjarkan, there is something new coming in, something new that is a blessing that's going to enhance your growth rather than inhibit it, which is interesting. That's a very specific phrase that just came through. And with Ingvaz and Yira, you're definitely reaching a point in a cycle where you're going to have the opportunity to either plant some new seeds, lay down some new roots somewhere, or and definitely we could have a sense of travel. So it could literally be somewhere new, or just new roots, new seeds, and a new vision for life. So it's either going to be the beginnings of that, or you're going to see them come to fruition. You might see the manifestation of something really, really positive. There's also a message here of really looking within with Kenaz in the reverse, looking for that wisdom and guidance within. I feel like if you do meditate, if you do have a connection, we all have a connection with our guides and ancestors. But what I mean is, it's whether or not you are fully aware of it. It's something that we can build on and build a relationship with. If you would like to connect with your guides and ancestors, then definitely, ask for a message, ask for a sign. I think that's what this is. Ask for a sign, but make it something that, make it clear. With Algiz in the reverse, because that can also speak of wisdom and divine messages. I would definitely, divine communication, definitely ask for a specific sign and know what it means, so you're not going, but what does it mean? So set that intention, say to them, guides, ancestors, I would like to see this, or I would like a message that is going to show me that this is this, or that means this. Be really specific. But I definitely get with Kenaz in the reverse, intuitive sass, there is this essence of waiting for a clear sign before you take some kind of action. Only take that if it resonates. But you might be feeling like there is some kind of action that you want to take. Something from within you is going to guide you. You will get that message. You will get that, receive that wisdom, and it's going to be clear for you. Let's get an oracle card of what's going to assist you. Any messages. There's lots of symbology in these cards, so we'll look at that as well. Well, we threw those everywhere. I'm just going to take the top one. And I want me to take that one too. You get two. This is really interesting. We've got forgiveness. Now, on the theme of grief, you could be grieving for anything, or just experiencing the feelings of loss or absence of something. If there was some kind of ending, some kind of breakup, there's this theme of forgiveness is one of those that's really, really complex when it comes to our spiritual and personal growth. You might be called to forgive yourself for something that you did, for some kind of action that you took, for the way something went. You might be being called to forgive that, but also this might be another person. And what it is when we offer forgiveness, even if it's not directly to the person, just energetically, we can cut ties with them. We can cut ties to the old story that's holding us down or holding us back. And that gives us the emotional freedom in order to move on. This is reconnecting with our emotional self, with our emotions, being free in order to express them, being free in order to feel your emotions with all this. We had the full moon, I think it was in Aquarius. You know, feel your emotions and honor the experience as it is for you. Honor what it is that you're feeling right now. You know, nobody can tell you that's wrong. If you're feeling it, honor it. We do have lots of references to nature and to water, to forests here, so maybe getting out into nature will be really powerful for you. Dancing for some of you, fairies for some of you, but definitely going where feels safe for you, where you feel like you can cleanse and renew your personal energy, is going to be really, really powerful. We've got clear quartz, which could also be really, really powerful for you. And sunset for some of you, maybe watching sunset over the ocean, maybe something, sorry guys, maybe just taking that time and that space just for you is going to be really, really powerful. So I hope this assists you, pile 2. And I will, as a reminder, all of my information is in the description box below if you'd like to check out my readings or jewelry or anything like that, the other things that I do. And I will look forward to seeing you in another reading. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. You were drawn to the Mjolnir today, which is the Thor's hammer in Nordic mythology, for those who are not familiar with it. It represents great strength. It also never misses its target. I'm pretty sure that's correct. But it's wielded by the god Thor, who represents strength, but also is the guardian of the Midgard realm. So he will certainly be something that you could call upon. It is like the protector of mankind, I suppose. So as a reminder, this is just a read of the current energy. Please only take the messages that resonate. It might not resonate with you for right now. And certainly the way in which I do readings, it's not meant to define your outcome. It is meant to read the current energy and hopefully bring through the messages that will give you the guidance you need to make the decisions that you want in order to achieve the outcome you desire. You can shift your energy in any given moment in any direction to achieve what you would like, so please bear that in mind. I'm going to go in with the runes today, and then I will do some oracle cards at the end. So pile 3, let's see what messages and signs are coming through for you for the week ahead. This is timeless, so whenever you're watching it is fine. It can be any week ahead. And I will just take any that land face down and remove those. If they land up like that, I will knock them down. Okay. Okay, you might have been feeling some pull towards pile 1 as well. And if you were, then maybe watching that as well. There might be messages in there for you. It's really, really interesting that obviously we had the talk about Thor very, very quickly, and I didn't do that justice, if I'm honest with you, because the first rune out is Urdu's in the reverse. So you could definitely be feeling like you need to find some strength from somewhere, calling upon some strength from somewhere, asking for strength. It's not just strength either. It's the sense of resilience, of being persistent, of seeing something through, of even being stubborn sometimes. For some of you, I'm just looking at the other runes before I say this, there could be an element of stubbornness and releasing stubbornness with Urdu's in the reverse, because beneath it we've got Gibu and Pathro, sorry. We've got Gibu and Pathro, so you could definitely, and Wunyo, you've got this feeling of really quite beautiful manifestation is possible for you now. But the one thing that we can get in our own way when it comes to manifesting is resistance. Resistance in the form of not being in alignment, or thinking, really wanting something and believing that we can't have it, or it's just not going to happen. So certainly for some of you, this concern could be about money. You could be looking at manifesting money. And it feels like saying, this is available to you. You know, we've got Gibo, we've got Pethro, we've got Wunyo, all in a row. It's almost like saying, release the resistance. And if you keep dwelling on the, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have enough, in that mindset, that is what feels like it needs to change here with Hagalaz. You know, allow yourself. I appreciate this is taking a bit of a specific course in this reading. My pile threes often do. You know, if we start talking about mindset work, reprogramming our subconscious mind, I appreciate this is not a quick conversation. But that kind of change is the kind of change that lasts a lifetime. It is the kind of change that means that you're not, you know, focused on maybe the problems and trying to manifest beyond them. You're shifting to a point of alignment with everything that you want. And I really am sort of going on a tangent here, but for somebody that you might need to hear that message, if you're focused on literally transforming your life, because it feels like some of you are. It feels like some of you have just had this awareness, perhaps, that it's time for something new. We've got Kenaz, Daggers, and Savilo. You know, we've got two runes of cycles and the sun, with Savilo and Daggers. Kenaz being the torch. There's a lot of fiery energy here, a lot of inspiration, a catalyst, an epiphany, and it could be quick. It could be really, really quick. Definitely feeling like, I mean, you might be a fire sign, or there could be a fire sign, somebody, something that catalyzes you, but it feels very much like fire energy. And that can be passion. That doesn't have to be a negative thing at all. I don't mean it in that respect. I don't say it like that. But yeah, these three together, there could be a flash of inspiration, something that wakes you up, something that grabs your attention, something that brings with it some kind of awareness. Kanaz, meaning the torch, it can lead the pathway ahead of you. It is literally revealing the steps in the darkness in which you need to walk. It feels like you are going to have a new pathway revealed, something that's really powerful in terms of something manifesting, you know, something manifesting, and it's a step to something, a stepping stone somewhere, but also the beginning of a brand new cycle, something with Daggers here that's going to shift you onto a new course that's going to be really potent for you. And you might not feel like you have the strength to make some of these changes, or some of these changes could have happened and it's not been by your choosing, but whatever's coming after it is powerful. It feels aligned. So there's an element here of doing what needs to be done, but really keeping focused in that that feminine energy almost on what it is that you're intending and creating. So not just the physical action in life, but it's interesting because we do have, you know, Thor, which would be in the earthly realm, the embodiment of taking physical action. And Thor, through the sagas, he fixes a lot of the problems. You know, he is very practical when it comes to getting things done, whereas some of the other gods in the Nordic mythos may be strategists, shapeshifters, in that respect, even manipulative in order to get things done. Thor just gets things done. He's practical and he just does it. So there very much could be this sense of wanting to get things done. That could be an energy you can be embodying, but also it's honoring the masculine and the feminine energy within, and knowing and intending the future that you want. So it feels like there's a lot of different things going on here. For some of you, I'm getting that if you can take a trip somewhere with Iros, travel somewhere new, experience some different energy. You might have a holiday planned. It might just be a day trip. It might just be a walk somewhere new, somewhere that you haven't been before. If you can't travel right now, that might be really, really powerful for you to help with this perspective shift. But I definitely feel like there's going to be some kind of, you don't feel like you have to initiate that based on this reading, because I feel like this epiphany or catalyst is going to happen regardless. There will be some kind of inspiration. It could be just a single moment and you're just very, very guided in a particular direction to do something. For some of you, it's like to call something. It's like, I'm just going to call it. I'm just going to call it. Now, that could be a person, it could be a situation. But again, I'm not getting hostility here, but you know, it's just recognizing and having that moment of, this feels like really strong, blinding clarity. So that's kind of how this is feeling. I'm just going to tune in and see if there's any other messages coming through. Don't focus on what you don't have. They really, really want you to focus and see the bigger picture and to overcome any immediate discomfort. You know, sometimes in order to get to where we want, there is an element of discomfort. If you're climbing a mountain, it can be painful, but when you get to the top, or like childbirth, when you get to the end of it, you are rewarded with the view, with what you've been waiting for, with a baby, whatever it is. It's a reminder that these obstacles, these journeys are not in vain. There is often something through them that you gain that can never be taken away from you. The wealth of spiritual experience, of human experience that you carry with you, and that can be truly life-changing. Okay, let's get some oracle cards of what might help you with this week. Reflective truth. Identity, self-love and acceptance. This definitely feels like taking some time for you, taking some time to really look at where life is, about what it is that's manifest in your life in the present moment. Is that what I want? Is there something I've been thinking that could have added to that? Is there something that I believe about myself that has kept me limited, that stopped me from taking an opportunity with Pathra here and Urus? Has something stood in my way? Have I stood in my way? Have I told myself that I cannot do this, or prevented myself from reaching for something more? It feels like pulling your energy back. If you've been pushing it out to a lot of different places, bringing a bit of back to yourself and allowing yourself to go through a bit of reflective healing time just for you, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, giving you yourself, you know, maybe it's water, maybe it's sleep, maybe it's peacefulness, meditation, maybe it's fresh air, in order to enable your growth, maximize your growth, and to allow for this transformation. So the color green might be really specific for you. That could relate to Archangel Raphael as well. We've got all of these different beautiful butterflies. Butterflies are a symbol of transformation, and obviously that comes after struggle. So these could be signs for you. There's also this beautiful necklace that I'm seeing on here. It actually looks really similar to something one of my lovely friends created on Patreon, on Instagram. Sorry, not Patreon. This week. So jewelry could be important if you've got crystal jewelry, or maybe a gift of jewelry. But definitely, if there's something that makes you feel good, you know, don't tell yourself you're not worthy. Don't tell yourself you're not worthy. It could be something that you already have. Maybe it makes you feel good to wear it, but you feel like you don't have the place to wear it. A shoes, dress, jewelry, a shirt, you know, a really nice outfit, aftershave. Wear it. Make yourself feel good. Enrich yourself. Embody the energy of all those good vibes that you feel when you wear that. And tell yourself you're worthy of it and that you deserve it. Enjoy being in that energy, because the more that you're in that energy, the more that will amplify, and you are worthy of that. I think that's it for that one. And let's get, I'm feeling called to a goddess message for you as well. Pile 3. Okay. There we go. Bridget, creative spark. This is literally that flash of inspiration, you know, sacral energy, creative energy, sexual energy is powerful. It's all the same energy. It is what activates that second chakra. I love the fact that she's wearing a crown of what looks like rowan berries. And right now in the UK, at the time of watching this, the rowan berries are incredibly like out in bloom. They're just really beautiful contrast to the landscape, these beautiful orange berries. So definitely for some of you, looking up rowan might be, you know, if you ever go into the language of trees, maybe through, you know, the Celtic traditions, Druidic traditions, earth-based traditions. Looking at Rowan might be really specific. I've got two cards here. Both of them have these ladies with tattoos under their eyes. That is really, really interesting to me. That might be relevant to you. It could be a message for you. It could just be enhancing the eyes, the vision, seeing clearly. But there is a message there for somebody. Interestingly, when I mentioned the necklace one of my friends made on Instagram, it had these beautiful triquetras on there, which is like the triple swirl. Again, very, very Celtic. Very, very ancient symbol connecting to, you know, to ancestors, to mind, body, spirit, to, it's that symbol of, you know, the three. So take that if it resonates for you. It could be something that you see. Again, going back to jewelry or something, maybe there's a symbol there for you. And we've also got more wings that sort of look like a cross between butterfly and angel wings. So definitely honoring, trusting, knowing this is a time of transformation for you. It feels like a time of illumination, of being lit up, inspired, reconnecting with that sacral energy and what it is that inspires you and makes you feel passionate about life, whether that's being creative. You know, creativity has multiple different dimensions. It's different for everybody. Everybody expresses their creative energy differently. You could literally create, you could be making food, you could be sharing your passion and your joy with others verbally. It is just what is right for you. So Pathfi, I'll leave this there for you. Just a reminder that personal readings are available. All of my information is in the description box below, including to my official Instagram, my Patreon, my shop. If any of those you know, are of use to you, or if you'd like to speak to me, please feel free to email me. I will do my best to answer all inquiries as quickly as possible. Anyway, thank you for being here. I hope this reading helps. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead whenever you see this video, and just sending you all my love. Take care. Bye bye.